At the start of this year, I set what is probably the most ambitious goal of my life. I wanted to grow my channel from a mere few thousand people up to 100,000 by the start of 2018. Throughout the year, I was driven by this goal, and with countless late nights of editing, an obsessive drive to grow, and by the support of viewer subscribers, we have managed to over double this goal in the same time frame. Words cannot quite express how grateful I am to every single one of you who have supported me to make this a reality. Because of your viewership, I have been able to take several months off over my university break, solely to make videos full time. This to me is a dream come true, and I never would have expected to do something so genuinely satisfying and fulfilling. Over this year, I have tried to keep the quality of what I make to at the very least a passable standard. I'm often asked to have a consistent upload schedule. However, I don't like to compromise quality for consistency. I would much rather allocate the amount of time that a project needs, as this will always generate the best results. Some videos can be created in a mere 5 hours, others need an upward of 20, but it is always important not to rush them, just for the sake of meeting deadlines. As for the videos themselves, I would like to continue some of my most popular series, but also try to create content that is new, and less of what viewers are used to seeing. This may include different games, different formats, or maybe even outside the topic of video games altogether. I initially wanted to make content for Battlefront 2 and a few single player games like Assassin's Creed Origins. However, the first turned out to be awful to consumers, and the second is almost unplayable on PC. I still plan to make primarily Overwatch and Rainbow Six content for the time being. However, I'm always open to cover newer games as they become available. What many viewers may not be aware of is that to cover a game, I like to truly understand it before making content, and on top of that, generating enough footage usually takes anywhere between 3 to 4 months before I feel comfortable with the quality. Opinion pieces are also something I have enjoyed doing from time to time, which has been received with mostly positive feedback. I would not like to make this the focus of the channel. However, I would like it to be a format that can be used in certain occasions. I would like to know opinions on the content you would like to see below. The video game industry has been fatiguing this year to say the least. Companies seem to be moving away from frequent releases and instead focusing on a games as a service model like Overwatch, Rainbow Six, or GTA 5. Although this is something that I would very much prefer if it is handled well, it can also be detrimental if it is not. As we have seen from this year's countless stories of loot box controversy, some types of business practices are hurting the quality of otherwise good games. Longtime viewers of this channel know that my stance toward microtransactions has often been positive. However, this year has ultimately soured my opinions of them and made me much more sensitive to their effects on the games themselves. My hope for the coming year is that game publishers move away from these types of predatory practices and instead let new and fun experiences drive the revenue of these companies. Many of you may remember that in my 100,000 sub special, I promised a dick reveal once I received my silver play button. Unfortunately, YouTube has still not delivered, so this special segment will have to wait until next year to be fulfilled. However, I have no negative feelings toward YouTube. They are only taking 40% of my income, indiscriminately demonetizing my videos without notifying me, and poorly supplementing it with worse revenue options. However, that is a video for another day. Speaking of revenue streams, I'm currently in the process of creating merchandise that was made by crowdsourcing the designs of some of our most talented graphic designers. A huge number of entries were submitted. However, only one could be voted as the most popular. This design by Veil Rock took the top spot, and I find it unquestionably fitting for it to win the competition. I can't wait for the impending trademark infringement. Several other designs have also been considered, and they look better than I could have hoped. I would like to first personally buy these products in order to inspect the overall quality of each design. However, I expect to have these items available to be purchased by the end of February. Different revenue streams are something I would like to discuss more in detail, specifically sponsored videos. Many viewers may be opposed to the idea of making a video to promote a particular product. However, I personally see it as an interesting creative opportunity. When working with potential sponsors, I'm very specific that I would like to maintain creative control. My goal is to make these promotional videos just as entertaining as my regular content and to use it to fund things like giveaways and competitions. With YouTube revenue being less and less reliable, it is often far more sustainable to do a single video for a company every few months than to rely on the mercy of the YouTube gods. What this also allows me to do is take my time with videos and not have to release a lower quality 10-minute video every day in order to supplement that income. YouTube unfortunately favors longer videos far too much when it comes to revenue, and I hate the thought that making worse content is able to earn me more money. There is also the question of which products you would want to see advertised. It's often hard to know what will be accepted and rejected when making these videos. For example, I have been approached by skin gambling sites that have offered enough money to feed me for a year. However, I have been split between whether these deals will be taken as selling my soul to large businesses or as a creator taking money from the companies who can afford to pay for this kind of advertising. Either way, I would much rather these multi-million-dollar companies be paying the majority of my bills, as opposed to having to put that burden on individual viewers, like YouTube seems to incentivize. I would sincerely like to know opinions on this in the comments. Speaking of sponsored content, I'm contractually obligated to talk about Discord for the next 20 seconds, which is a fucking joke, because I would have peer pressured you collective fucks to join my Discord server if they didn't pay me to do it. Basically, Discord is a platform where game enthusiasts can join communities to talk to people that share similar interests. Simply put, it's a better Skype or a kind of Facebook without the clickbait. Feel free to visit my own Discord server to join over 11,000 obvious intellectuals, or simply get your friends together, make your own server, and use it to easily communicate via mic within a matter of seconds. I would like to thank Discord for giving me so much creative freedom while working with them. It's truly been an enjoyable experience. The link to my Discord server is in the description. I would now like to make a few specific mentions. I would first like to thank my moderation team on my Discord server for putting up with all the bullshit that I couldn't be fucked dealing with, as well as all the other members who have made it into what it has become to this day. I would also like to mention the channel Grandayy, who has been the source of almost every piece of outro music that I have ever used. I would highly recommend his channel, as he is a true pioneer in the meme community. I would thirdly like to thank anyone who has ever shared any of my videos. In particular, the handful of people who have put my content on Reddit. What many viewers may find surprising is that almost every single spike in views can always be traced back to a select few individuals who have decided to post my videos on that platform. Oftentimes I grow more in a few days than I do in an entire month. I don't know who you are, but your simple actions are very much appreciated. Facebook on the other hand can fuck right off with the goddamn black bar bullshit. I would lastly like to thank my Patreon supporters who have been so generous over the past few months. These few individuals have gone a long way in making sure I'm able to continue this full time. For those who are interested, I have specifically designed my Patreon rewards to be interesting, unique, and insightful. The tiers range anywhere from $2 to $40 million, meaning that there is something for everyone. Some of these rewards include a special role on my Discord server, access to the inner circle, which contains the biggest secret of my channel, or at the higher end, things that should have probably had my account shut down by now. But here's the one and only big man Tyrone with the outro.
Even I would donate 10 million, but we all know why that couldn't happen. Subscribe if you want Sir Swag to finally get a decent upload schedule. But until next time, have fun and embrace the bullshit.
I'd like to make myself believe that